Viewers and subscribers, and welcome back again on this platform where we tell you undiluted truth. I'm not going to bore you with so much words. Let us listen to Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, who has confirmed my position that the problem of this world is being orchestrated by the Western world. Take a look.
I have a message. I have a message for President Macron. Today, Israel is defending itself on 7 fronts against the enemies of civilization. We're fighting in Gaza against Hamas, those savages who murdered, raped, beheaded, and burned our people on October 7th. We're fighting in Lebanon against Hezbollah, the most heavily armed terror organization in the world, which was planning an even greater massacre than October 7th on our northern border, and that has rocketed Israeli towns and cities for nearly a year. We're fighting against the Houthis in Yemen and the Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria that together have launched hundreds of drones and missile attacks against Israel. We're fighting against terrorists in Judea and Samaria who are trying to murder civilians in the heart of our cities. And we're fighting against Iran, which last week fired over 200 ballistic missiles directly at Israel, and which stands behind the 7-front war against Israel. As Israel fights the forces of barbarism led by Iran, all civilized countries should be standing firmly by Israel's side. Yet President Macron and some other Western leaders are now calling for an arms embargo against Israel. Shame on them. Is Iran imposing an arms embargo on Hezbollah, on the Houthis, on Hamas, and on its other proxies? Of course not. The axis of terror stands together. But countries who supposedly oppose this terror axis call for an arms embargo on Israel. What a disgrace. Well, let me tell you this. Israel will win with or without their support. But their shame will continue long after the war is won. For in defending ourselves against this barbarism, Israel is defending civilizations against those who seek to impose a dark age of fanaticism on all of us. Rest assured, Israel will fight until the battle is won, for our sake and for the sake of the peace and security of the entire world.
This one is live and direct. He was not economical with the truth. And that is the simple truth. That is how they put Ukraine into trouble today. And today they've abandoned them. They are being crushed by Russia. It is not a surprise that when Netanyahu visited US recently, he had to go to meet Trump. Or narrowing back to Trump. You see why some of these politics we talk about, especially in the global, level, at the global scene, is very important. And it affects everybody. Yes. These superpowers, as they call themselves, make a lot of money through war. When there is war, they thrive. They sell ammunition. They benefit. The economy booms. So to say, to the benefit of those who are the power players there, at the detriment of their native countries. Just like America. They have sponsored terrorism across the world. In Africa, that is even the worst. Check it. Anywhere there is terrorism in Africa, there is huge deposits of mineral resources the West are exploring from there, planting the so-called terrorists to scare the natives away from their land and use their stooge in government to exploit that very resources at the detriment of Africa. And that is where I am bringing this issue to. Like what is happening in Israel, they are fighting for their survival. They are fighting for their existence. And this man was not economical with the truth. And that is what Trump had always stood against. And that is why they are doing everything possible to stop him. When you follow politics with ideology, you will not be carried away with propaganda and conspiracy by those who call people like us conspiracy theorists. Their new world order is going towards one direction. But this man, good enough, they brought him back. They removed him the other time and he came back again. That is to tell you, the world politics that is affecting you even as an African, living in Africa. We're no longer talking about those who are enslaving themselves in the Western world. I call it enslavement. It is a modern slavery. Because if they could come to our homeland in the time of our ancestors to force them out of here, to go abroad to slave for them. Now we are now applying and praying so hard to go and become the modern slave. But that is the policy that Trump had always been against. And that is the only way and why I am supporting him. I'm not an American. I'm not intending to become one tomorrow. But the global politics that is affecting my people, that is my concern, as it concerns our public interest. What is your take on this video? Let's have your opinion on this. Bye-bye for now.